was already behind him. He had proven himself to be one of the most difficult champions in the division to solve.
Let's see how you, the fans, have this score. You have
Desta. Vasquez looked to once again impose his control and reaffirm his dominance at lightweight.
Hesta, on the other hand, is a hard-charging body punch, which is what he's done against most of his opponents so far.
Seems to be a very one thing. Vasquez is not going to slow down for him.
Robert Byrd. Most of the energy being expended by Vasquez. Hesta now living in San Diego stance. Hesta's a natural southpaw.
Representing the he's landing last. Watch him. Watch his jab. Get in there.
Foot
Cut
on the
him off.
outside, your lead foot on the outside of opposite guy's foot. Right here you see him land a small punch, but on this replay you see that he used his left foot to kick his right foot out from under him, and therefore he went down.
Well, Harold, what do you think of Robert Byrd's call on
that? Your hand before you ever get a chance to get started. So he needs to start a little earlier than handing.
Stop!
Well, he might need some rabbit dogs instead of... What was impressive to me, Jim, is that Vasquez said his father trained him.
A little bit different in culture than a lot of the rest of the country. That could have something to do with it, too. Well, it is anything but a dogfight so far, that's for sure.
Well, Hesta just doesn't have a lot of experience.
Incident of the loaded gloves and is not permitted in a corner or a dressing
room. He's fought in the United States before, so he's been through this before. Antonio Margarito, which of the two styles he was more accustomed to training, and he said, I'm a professional trainer who enforce a style, and that was a good, hard, straight right hand by Vasquez that knocked Hesta back. So all the waving Vasquez in and come on, let's fight hasn't been backed up by anything.
To raise his hands. He ain't gonna be there, so ain't no sense of you thinking he's gonna stand there and fight you. This cat needs a net.
Hesta with a grin on his face as though something.
He has to keep shaking his head. Saying, you're not hurting my opponent. he's not scaring his opponent very much.
Ring generalship and ring generalship, right?
But it seems like it'd be pretty hard if this guy went 14 rounds with Canelo Alvarez.
Vasquez with one punch here. That's kind of a roulette play. You know, that
Vasquez is with relentless pressure.
And Vasquez. I don't know what round he planned on starting to do that, but we haven't
Larry
seen him.
described what has happened to Javier Capetillo, the former trainer of Antonio Margarito.
How would you resist the urge to do that if that's what you've been doing for decades as a trainer?
Allow him in the dressing room at all?
No, he is not allowed to go to the dressing room.
That's the main danger, I think, because he's
about 10 rows back.
Well, so probably he's just, yelling for himself.
Yeah, because he just doesn't have the experience, Jim. This is what happens when you step up in class against something that you never faced before.
All right, let me correct the 10 rows to 7 or 8 rows. Same thing. I still don't think that Vasquez can hear it. You on the Javier Capetillo situation? Fans, Harold?
Louis Resto paid his dues. Louis Resto should be,
Shoes are loaded for this fight.
Loaded shoes.
Well, he's been loading them for quite some time now, Larry, because every time I see him, they'll got one chain to your legs, one chain to his. Like a 6-inch chain where you can't get that far away.
Well, when Abner Maris fought,
one of the reasons that Abner Maris arouses so much excitement and attention, and fans would love to see a matchup between him and Nonito Donaire. Although, of course, they are promoted by rivals for it. Hasn't had a clue yet how to cut off the ring and land something of real consequence.
The problem that a guy like Miguel Vasquez poses to headbutt, poses to the other.
Harold, how do you have it so far?
Okay, just like you said, reminiscent of a fighter named Samuel Serrano years ago who kept his...
he doesn't?
Not at all.
So you mean all the movement is about setting up his offense?
That's all it is. He's not really concerned about you hitting.
Yeah, I think he's
Mexican. So, really they have appreciation. Jabs through the 8th round. Vasquez 43 of 231. Good body shot by Vasquez. We're trying to cover about Vasquez. He's like that junk ball pitcher who's sneaky fast. You don't
and they assume that he's running because he doesn't like contact or that he can't
find him. I'm not worried about it. Let me at him, et cetera, but there are other fights that would be more entertaining.
Can we make this an 8-rounder, please?
In the 8th round, which was just passed, Vasquez landed 22 of 59. The 22 connected punches, his high number.
Let him go.
When you hear long, extended periods of silence from our commentary team, thing is happening over and over and over again, and it's not overwhelmingly interesting.
Let him go.
You can't say he's not trying, though. He's trying to get those big shots. He's just not
He just landed a right hook.
I'm going to hear nothing from ringside, so he finally did something.
I've got to make these commentaries I've ever seen. I've never seen any public figure in any walk of life. Saw him the way we see him now. It was his dominance of Cotto in part that got him that way. But as he walked, it was extraordinary. The black and gold trunks fights in this extremely unusual style, particularly for a Mexican Vasquez. Get him into the kind of fight where he could have a chance. It's not going to happen. Most of the very big fights here in Las Vegas, seated at ringside. 50 Cent, having made his much celebrated entry into the world of boxing promotion tonight, he is going to perform prior to Gamboa's fight.
That was a good hook landed by Vasquez.
All night.
A good left hook. He landed one or two decent ones. This will be a good right hand by Vasquez.
Punch it out. Stop.
Because so much commentary has surrounded the judging of the first 3 fights between Manny Pacquiao. What do you think it accomplished?
I tell you, Jim, there's not a thing that Keith
I just hope
said.
none of that he said is applicable to this fight tonight.
And speed, his fluid skills, his constant search for identity as a fighter.
Hester showed no something special in that pair of shoes that he's wearing.
To avoid the counters coming back from Marquez.
Miguel Ángel Vázquez.